The 10th and final collection of Ministry of Defence UFO files released by the National Archives. In this collection of files there are 4,300 pages and 25 separate files, and the really big year is 2009, because in that year the Ministry received 643 separate sightings. That's up to November, when the UFO desk was finally closed. The numbers of sightings had trebled from the previous year, that was 2008, and on average, during that decade, the MOD was receiving between 100 and 200 per annum. And really, it led up to their decision to finally pull the plug on Britain's X-Files. There are some more interesting photographs. There's one, for instance, of a UFO supposedly seen over Stonehenge. What you get in these files are lots of amusing letters from people who believe they've been contacted by aliens, people who are getting telepathic messages from aliens, and you get lots of photographs that people have taken of odd things in the sky, and sometimes people send in sketches and even Photoshop images because they haven't had a camera with them and they want to have some way of depicting what it is that they've seen. And also, one of the more amusing enclosures in these files is this letter from a schoolgirl that was sent to the Ministry of Defence in January 2009, and she'd been out in the garden with her father, and she'd seen a lot of little flying objects flying around in the sky, and she wrote to the Ministry of Defence, and she sent this little picture of an alien waving from inside a flying saucer, and she was saying, "Please tell me what the truth is, I have a right to know." This is a lady in Dorset, and she was in her kitchen one night, 9:50, and through the kitchen window came this bright white fireball about the size of a football, and it flew in through the open window and exploded in a flash of white light in her kitchen. And she was obviously, as you can imagine, extremely upset and worried about what had happened. But reading the description, it's a classic account of what's known as ball lightning, which is a very, very rare form of lightning that is sometimes reported, and there are numerous other examples of people who've seen these lightning balls that have actually sometimes come down the chimneys in houses or floated through open windows. And there are examples of people who have been harmed by them and burned, but in this case, fortunately, this lady didn't suffer any ill effects, and she could find no traces of this thing once it had exploded. So she was very, very fortunate.